Hello, I'm Nathan Judo. I'm here with Wolves supporter Tim Spiers. Burnley 2, Wolverhampton Wanderers 0. Tim, despite plenty of possession, I don't think they can have too many arguments about that result, can they?
Like your face, it was a shade,
Yes,
a shade of two halves.
Oh, wow. How long did it take you to think that one up?
I don't know if it shows up on camera, but what is going on here? This man's been... Brilliant. You can really see it. I don't think the depressed Wolves fans watching this are cheered by the... Well,
No.
hopefully they are.
Always wear suntan when you're skiing, suntan lotion, by the way, FYI peeps.
Yeah, you've got goggle eye.
I've got goggle eye.
Anyway, yeah, Wolves, rubbish, awful. It's kind of just... This team, this Burnley team, is so motivated, we said before the game. They've got 4 really tough fixtures to finish the season off.
Yeah.
They've got 3 winnable games now. Wolves, Bournemouth, Cardiff. They will target this. Highly motivated. We know how effective they can be at Turf Moor when they get it going. It's a passionate home crowd. Big crowd in today. What's the one thing you don't want to do?
Do you want to go behind early, Tim?
You don't want to give them a goal and also give them, something to fight for.
Yeah.
And they battled and they earned that victory today. Burnley, Wolves had plenty of possession second half and came on quite strong. But Burnley earned it, and because they got the early goal, they could sit deep in 2 banks of 4. You've got me and Tarkowski who just sit there and head everything away. Wolves' main route was trying to get in the crosses down the wings, but it just didn't happen against that big organised defence. So the early goal was an absolute killer, and they never fully recovered from that, really.
And the frustrating thing was, it was very preventable, wasn't it? It wasn't a moment of individual brilliance.
No.
I mean, it's just frustrating. I mean, plenty of people at fault, you'd have thought.
I haven't seen a replay from the start of it to see who was picking up Chris Wood. However, he's been left all alone from a free kick 90 seconds in. The danger man, the main striker, left all on his own. A clever free kick, kind of towards the near post rather than the far. Patricio's sort of caught in no man's land. He doesn't come to get the ball at Wood's feet, but he doesn't stay on his line either. So he just rounded him, and then it's gone off the unfortunate Connor Cody for his 3rd own goal of the season.
3rd OG of the season, and look, you'd have thought there'd have been a comeback there, and they'd have shown a little bit of fight, but it was just there wasn't much in the half, really, was there?
No, I think they were rocked by that early goal, and it took a while to get going, really. And there was a couple of nice touches from like Traore, Cavallero, Jota trying to get on the front foot, trying to run at Burnley, but it wasn't really happening. And apart from the Johnny penalty shout, where he has a shot, it hits Ashley Barnes' hands, it was point blank range.
It's firmly on the hand.
He's hit it hard from point blank range. I think it's always hard to give those, to be honest.
Yeah. If his arm's away from his body, then
yeah,
100% penalty, but it's like almost in front, isn't it?
In front of his leg, so yeah, it's difficult to see that one given. There was just nothing happening in the first half. It was dire first half, to be honest.
And in the second half, obviously, you've come back on, and Cavs probably had such a great chance, and you think, great chance today to stake a claim, and plenty of games coming up, and pulled it back. Doc's pulled it back, and it's just what?
I was just looking at your face. I'm so sorry, so sorry. Let's carry on. So I'm really sorry.
Unprofessional. I'm trying to do some analysis here, and you just.
Second half. So
Cav chance.
Well, we're expecting changes at half time. Jimenez and Doc on the bench. Thought they may have come on, but no, Nuno stuck with the team, and he's got a reaction out of him. They've come out strong at the start of the second half. Jota bent one just wide, and then Dendoncker, with his crazed running style, has bounded to the right byline, cut it back, picked out Cav perfectly, and he's about 10-12 yards out. 3 shots, right-footed. He's blazed.
He got to hit the target. Hit the target's probably a goal, isn't it?
By far the best chance of the game for Wolves. But yeah, that was a killer, really. And then Cav was taken off soon after.
Yeah.
Jimenez Doc on. I thought we saw, Wolves were all over him, really. It sort of reminded me of Brighton away. They were 1-0 down, but with all the possession. Yeah. But on this occasion, they just couldn't create anything else.
Well, why is that? Why did they not create the shots on goal today? Why do you think that was? You've got to give credit to Burnley.
Burnley, like I said, difficult to prise open. They've got the lead. They're not intent on attacking other than stuff on the break thereafter. And 2 organised banks of 4. It's hard to break down. And Wolves kept trying to go wide and get him round the sides and round the back. And it just didn't really happen. Before Jimenez came on, all the crosses were easily being headed clear, obviously, with little Johnny and little Jota in there. And Traore was probably the main outlet. He had the beating of Charlie Taylor.
Charlie Taylor, wow.
Yeah,
absolutely torched.
Yeah, exactly. He constantly had the beating of him, racing past him. But you've got to say with Traore, the end product still wasn't quite there. There was a time he could have picked out Martinho and he put it just behind him. A couple of crosses went too deep. However, without Jimenez as a target man in there, it was difficult for him to pick players out as well.
And then, of course, the
It
killers.
just shows how much they struggle without Jimenez. He can't play every minute,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah, well, we'll come on to a selection in a bit. 2-0, and you were shaking your head at the second.
Well, it's a rare attack. The crowd, they're so important here that they really raised the volume, and Burnley then, buoyed by that, started to push forward a little bit in a rare attack. McNeil's got the ball about 30 yards out. Slace doesn't close him down, although he's got no one helping out in front of him either. And then McNeil kind of picks his spot from about 20 yards, low drive. Patricio probably saw it through crowded bodies and just couldn't get there. And it's killer then. And honestly, the noise here and the fans in front of us going absolutely bonkers. You can't underestimate what a huge game it was for Burnley today. And that's why, again, you've got to avoid handing them the initiative. And then it was game over at 2-0.
Raul Jimenez and Doc, like you say, things improved when they came on, both on the bench today. Understand that they've had an internationals and they've had a lot of travel. However, if they're fit enough to be on the bench, was this the better chance to win a game of Premier League football with Manchester United on Tuesday? Would you be tempted to start them here and rest them on Tuesday, or is hindsight a wonderful thing?
It is wonderful. I mean, ideally,
60 minutes or something.
He would have played his best 11 today, won the game, and it takes pressure off on Tuesday, where he could probably rest a couple more with Sunday firmly in mind. The thing is, with the Doherty one, I mean, I've just asked him if he was injured or tired and why he didn't start, and he said, "You got us the gaffer, really." He said he came back fine. However, Traore arguably was his best player today. Certainly most effective at beating his man and creating space. I thought he did really well. So, but it's up front, you know. It's obviously not going to stick as well with Cavallero and Jota. And Jimenez and Jota have got such a prolific partnership at the moment, and everything goes through them. All of Wolves' goals come via them at the moment. So they looked a little lost without Jimenez, which has been the case pretty much every time he hasn't started, to be honest. But he can't play every game. This is it. If they wanted a backup, then
Jeff, Shee just walking by there. When we asked Jeff about Jimenez.
That's a little guest appearance.
Jeff Shee there.
So you know they haven't got a backup to Jimenez. They haven't got an alternative. So, but that's what they sort of chose to do.
So now you've got Manchester United on Tuesday. You've had Jimenez and Doherty on the bench today. So do they play on Tuesday with a game on Sunday now? You'd have thought that he might rest his big guns for the Sunday. Is Tuesday, Sunday enough time to recover? Are all eyes on Sunday? Was this why there was the defeat today?
Well, they're never good after an international break, and they're never good against the bottom five. So we should have expected it really. Also, nice little stat nugget.
Oh, go on.
Sean Dyche's 300th game in charge of Burnley today.
Yeah, it was.
And his first was also at Wolves at home, and also 2-0.
Oh, good for him.
So we look forward to the 600th, another 2-0. What was the question? What do you do on Tuesday?
Yeah, what do you do on Tuesday?
I think there are a lot of players that can do 3 in a week. I'd say Bolly, Cody obviously because he plays every single minute. Saiss I think will be okay. Dendonka hasn't played a huge amount of football this season. These guys should be okay to go again on Tuesday.
It's such a
and on
massive
Sunday.
game on the Sunday though. Are you tempted to rest those players?
But a problem today is that with this defeat and with Watford's defeat, the race for 7th is blown wide open.
Oh yeah, there's 4 or 5 teams in this
Leicester
now.
are right in there. West Ham as well.
Palace won again today. They could come up.
Yeah, so they could have cemented that 7th place today. However, if they lose to Watford on Sunday, Europa League finishes 7th as their only path to the Europa League. They've got to finish 7th, got to be the best the rest of the if they can. So it's an important game on Tuesday. I think Tuesday to Sunday, it's a decent amount of time, and he'll play a pretty strong team on Tuesday. You can kind of identify, like Bennett will probably play free of suspension.
Yes.
I think Jimenez will come back in. I think Doc will come back in.
I think Jota might be the one to be rested.
Jota's the most injury prone of the squad going on his record this season, so he might be one with maybe Cav or maybe Traore to start instead. And Vinagre would have been perfect today. They're trying to get him down the flanks. Johnny actually had a decent game, but he would have been an ideal one as well today. So maybe we'll see him. Gibbs White as well. I think we'll see a few changes. He's got to make the most of his 18 because they've got to try and get a result. But obviously Sunday's a more important game.
One thing's for certain, though, there'll be a different Manchester United that come to town on Tuesday.
Yeah, they will. It's not ideal opponents really, but if you ask most fans, would you be happy with losing these 2 games if it meant
I know, but I hate that
Sunday?
question. I hate that question, though.
No, I won't ask you then.
Yeah, I'll take it. Yeah. Burnley 2, Wolves 0 for the post-match reaction. Make sure you log on to expressthestar.com.